winner here goes to the Super Bowl, and we'll know soon enough which team that'll be as we are underway in the AFC title game.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out comes the offense for the Bills, led by their quarterback at 6'5". That's Josh Allen.
And we can talk all we want about football being a team game and leaning on different parts and aspects in order to get it done. And that's entirely true during the regular season. Some weeks it's the defense, the special teams, running the football. But in the playoffs, all the pressure reverts to the quarterback, and he has to play well and play at a really high level in order for his team to win.
16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
It's been a long season, but he still looks fresh running the football. He knows his guys are one game away from the Super Bowl, so he's going to give it all he's got. And that's a heck of a run right there.
They run again on first down. Cook. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. So after the loss of the yard, they look to push forward to throw. It's Allen. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Third down and 11.
Allen going to throw. He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 27 yards there on a very nice third down conversion. So a first and 10 now in Denver territory at the 36. Here's Allen. Completes to Shakir once again. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he stopped immediately there. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
That's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going? Crashed down inside and tackled him for a loss.
Here's Allen to throw it. This to the tight end, Kincaid. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Tally, that is catch number 1 for him in this AFC Championship. It's a first down.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
Allen running right on the option. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper and second down.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it, and while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
And this is not going to do it as he stopped at the 2-yard line. This opening drive has taken him to the 2, but now they come up on a third and goal. Now they'll bring one of their tight ends in motion right. Again, it's Cook. And this time he's in for a Buffalo touchdown. And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they end it with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal, they've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Here's the Bills kickoff unit out as they will send this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So now here are the Broncos for their first drive of the game.
let out there by their mobile quarterback.
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now because it leads to a couple of snaps per game where you just sit back and ask yourself, how did he pull that off? Opponents can practice and prepare each and every week all they want, but this guy, he is hard to corral.
Looking to put a drive together.
Off the play fake, here's Nix. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
First down. First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw.
Nick's going to keep this himself.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
First down. First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Throwing Nix.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 33 yards.
And the Broncos are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own.
Looks good on the extra point. And we are tied at 7. Just a 4-play drive that time.
And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they're both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Setting up the screen for Cook.
And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. This looks like a roughing call. So, Charles, this a defense that hasn't made a lot of mistakes like this on the road to this playoff matchup, but that a bad one there.
Yeah, you definitely want to rattle and shake up the other quarterback, but you know you've got to do it the right way. Otherwise, that clock's going to be on the ground.
And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. Throwing now is Allen. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
7-7, our score after 1. The Bills with a football as we start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got it once again. And it'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead them to 4th down.
Here's Ethan Evans now. And Marvin Mims deep for Denver.
This is taken at the 23.
A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return.
And the Broncos take over. First down and 10.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Man, confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And he is down deep into Buffalo territory. A huge play there for Denver. 49 yards.
Big plays have been a hallmark of this offense all season, so there was no reason to think that it wouldn't continue here in this title game. Obviously, the magnitude of the event, not getting to them early.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now the Central Florida product, it's R.J. Harvey. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guys at the corner.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. R.J. Harvey, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos have taken the lead. They go I formation. Fullback leads the way for the touchdown. Sort of a lost art, isn't it?
It really is, but sometimes when you're able to bring it back and use it against other teams, they're not prepared for it. They haven't seen it in a while, and now you gain an advantage, and we just saw that advantage result in a touchdown.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he returns this to the 22. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula to get them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they get this game tied up.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Allen. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards. A 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Back to throw. Allen. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And his guys are going to have a 1st and goal down at the 3-yard line. So quite a turn of events. This is 1st and goal from the 3. Harvey. Going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jalen Waddle with his 2nd touchdown here this first half. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. CD, that's his 2nd touchdown already. And how about this offense? 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
An absolute total team effort right now. And let's face it, I don't think he's done. We're still in the first half. There's a lot of time left to go. I don't know what they're going to do on the other side trying to slow him down. But right now, he's feeling it.
For the 2-point
They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it. So the try for two successful. And that puts their lead up even further. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational. You have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball on a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk at the 20.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Allen. Throwing deep here for Coleman. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
And that one complete to his receiver, Palmer.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Tally, that is catch number 1 for him in this AFC Championship. It's a 1st down. AFC title game, 2nd quarter action. 2 minutes to play. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Allen now looks to throw. Can't get away, and he's taken down. A well-designed quarter blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. To the air, Allen. To the right side and intercepted. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10.
But when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
Incomplete on the deep ball.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
To throw, here's Nix. This will be caught. It's Waddle.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Toss to Harvey, running right. Oh, look at that. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
Again, it's Harvey.
And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. R.J. Harvey with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Broncos continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Lutz with the extra point. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. So that drive, 4 plays. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Bills going to take over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Now Allen.
To the right side here, caught by Kincaid.
And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds.
Third down and 10.
Operating from the gun, Allen.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop him with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. And the Broncos get there and take him down. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Throwing on second and long. Allen.
Shakir hauls it in. Here's third down and 4.
A gain of 14 yards. Brings up third.
Looking to throw. Allen. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Good starting field position for them here as they come up first and 10 at their 36-yard line.
They'll begin on the ground with Harvey. There he goes again. Inside the 10.
And all the way home for the Broncos score.
R.J. Harvey.
Sending his best for the playoffs with his third touchdown of the game.
And the Broncos continue to pull away here in this first half.
Wants a look to have the extra point. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6.
Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And they will wrangle him down a couple of yards shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. Yeah, who has time for a halftime show with a trip to the Super Bowl on the line? Let's get back to it. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Broncos offense set to begin this third quarter. And I think here with the lead, CD, they have to resist that temptation of kind of looking ahead. Would you agree?
Absolutely, I would agree, because they know the stakes. They know the winner of this game goes to the Super Bowl. And this one, it's far from over. They were the better team in the first half, but they do know that they're facing their toughest opponent of the year. And they've got to be prepared for them to fight it out all the way and add a few extra wrinkles in the second half as well. They need to stay on guard.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a second down and 12.
Nix from the shotgun.
That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down.
Joey Bosa taken down back at the 23-yard line.
We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up. Here's Nix. They'll let this go deep for Waddle.
It's caught inside the 25. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown.
Jalen Waddle, 77 yards. And the Broncos have taken a 5-touchdown lead.
On this stage, conference championship game, every play is magnified, and that was a big play.
No doubt about it. One thing that has these guys a step away from a shot in the big game, their big playability. They can strike from anywhere.
Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
They're able to get this across the 20, but not.
Much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Throwing to start the drive. Allen. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Back to throw. Allen.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Allen in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
Nick Bonito
Picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. He'll take it a few steps in front of the 50.
So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return.
And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10.
Jalen Waddle, the speedster wide receiver, brings out this offense.
This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him?
Well, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. And the Bills are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. And with the signs of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field, which they just did, and salvage a little bit of pride in this one.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Looking to throw. Allen. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he is going to go down here, but we also have a penalty marker at the line of scrimmage. They may have jumped the gun. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4 yards.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, but now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
They just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them.
A 41-yard punt there with no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Jalen Waddle, the speedster wide receiver, brings out this offense.
A monster game so far, third quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in the route or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover.
Now it's Nix. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Here's Nix once more. And he'll let this go deep for Lazard. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up. To throw is Nix. Smith-Njigba hauling it in on the out route.
And he's got a 1st down as a tackle made at the Bills' 24-yard line.
That's good. Broncos 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Nix to the air. Going right back to Smith-Njigba.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 12 more yards for him there. It's a 1st down.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down.
Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
On the toss, here's Harvey.
Powers passed him at the 5. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5, about the 4.
97 yards rushing for him now as he tries to will his guys to the Super Bowl.
Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2.
Once more with Harvey.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score.
R.J. Harvey.
A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Broncos are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their 4th quarter lead.
What's good on the extra point? And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Bills 7. Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Bills getting set to go.
And their dream of a Super Bowl berth so close 3 quarters ago, but obviously starting to slip away if it hasn't already. They need points here and in a hurry.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for second down.
And they have just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
To throw, it's Allen. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up third. A third down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. And we have an injury on the play, and it looks like the running back, James Cook, is the one who's down. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. Jalen Waddle, the speedster wide receiver, brings out this offense. So far, he has the trio of touchdowns. Obviously, it's been a pretty good game for him.
So if this were hockey, they'd be throwing their hats out on the ice for the hat trick, right? I'm not sure exactly what you do in the NFL, except applaud and continue to hope you see a little bit more of this. What a tremendous game.
You want to start a new tradition? What can we throw on the field?
I don't know.
Throw your mic out there.
A lot of fans would like that. Cut his mic off.
3 touchdowns so far.
Incomplete.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down. Back to throw. Nix. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns. And it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A huge play there for Denver. And even 40 yards.
And even with the game seemingly in hand, they're continuing to fire away, pressing the ball down the field. Listen, it's worked all day. No reason to go away from it now.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Back to throw again. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier. He wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do. And that's the kind of run you get when you know Super Bowl berth is in sight. They've got the lead. It's the second half. All those weeks of wear and tear in your body just go away. He's running with purpose now, and that's a heck of a run.
Into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Throwing Nix. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So that one, his 4th touchdown catch of the game, 1 behind the all-time record of 5. Wants to try to add the PAT. Now this
this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
So that drives 7 plays in length.
And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown.
Touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, it was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing a partner. They do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd and 9.
Allen going to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Throwing now is Allen. He's going to let it fly. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field.
CD, I mean, they have just been scoring at will. It's been score after score after score, and a lot of times we use the term blowout for a lopsided ball game. And this has kind of gone past that. I think we're in historic territory right now.
You nailed it. Historic territory. Perfect phrase for what we are watching. If this were a movie, what kind of rating would we put on it? Who would you allow to watch what we're watching right now? Let's hope this one gets over fast, because this game, well decided a long time ago.
Now it looks like he'll throw here.
They'll let this go deep for Waddle.
And got his man complete.
Now he's loose again.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
And that touchdown, his 5th touchdown grab of the game, and that ties him with Jerry Rice from 1990, Kellen Winslow Sr. from 1981, and Bob Shaw back in 1950 for the most receiving touchdowns in a single NFL contest.
Once they look to have the extra point. This one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2.
Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Buffalo is set to get the football back here. Now their backs really against the wall now. They knew how tough this would be on the road, AFC title game, and they have gotten all they could handle and then some. And they'll run the option to start the drive.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Cook up the gun. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Call it a gain of a couple there as it'll leave him with a 2nd and just 3. The second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. Here's Allen. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. Fielded at the 20. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. They are getting closer and closer to lifting that Lamar Hunt trophy. Not home just yet, but trying to polish things off here as they start 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Harvey to start the drive. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
Nick's going to give to Harvey.
And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game.
The Broncos are Super Bowl bound as we say goodnight, everybody.
And that does it for the conference championship. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And for our entire crew, we'll see you 2 weeks at the Super Bowl. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Zombie Nation.